Hey there, my name's Jason. A lot of games have come out recently that play amazingly well on the Steam Deck and are a ton of fun. Let's go over my favorite new-ish games that not only perform extremely well on the Steam Deck, but are also crazy fun and super addicting. But first, a quick word from this video's sponsor. Do you ever get tired of being tethered when playing your Steam Deck? Want to have the freedom to walk around and enjoy playing Street Fighter on the go for many hours? There are a lot of power banks out there, but this one is a unique experience. This is the Antank magnetic power bank, specially designed for the Steam Deck. No straps needed. Simply clip on the backplate, attach the power bank to the backplate using the built-in magnets, and then plug into your Steam Deck using the provided USB-C cable. That's it. Charge your Steam Deck and play at the same time easily. The Antank magnetic power bank is a 16,000 mAh 45 watt power bank, so you'll have plenty of power to keep you going for hours. The magnetic clip is easy to take on and off, but surprisingly not easy to accidentally shake off. You can grab this product on Antank's website, link in the description, and use my promo code JASON10 to get 10% off your order. That's JASON10 for 10% off your order and to support the channel. As a longtime Street Fighter enthusiast, I was eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this iconic series, and let me tell you, Street Fighter VI does not disappoint. I'm sure most people are familiar with Street Fighter at the very least, but if you've never deep dove into one of them, then Street Fighter VI is the perfect iteration for you. Let's start by talking about the gameplay mechanics. Street Fighter VI builds upon the solid foundation laid by its predecessors, offering a refined and balanced combat system that feels both familiar and fresh. The core gameplay remains true to the series' roots, with fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping battles that require both skill and strategy. It's a game that rewards mastery and precision, but also leaves room for players of all skill levels to enjoy. Street Fighter VI has implemented a new control style called Modern Controls, which takes out the complicated inputs of yore to perform special moves and combos, and have simplified it to the point where you can focus more on fundamentals than the actual inputs. This is great news for new players, as you'll be able to compete against advanced players and not get totally stomped. If you are a veteran of the series, don't worry. You can still choose the classic controls you've gotten used to. Street Fighter VI came out the gate with a large roster of characters, both new and old, and have committed to releasing new characters every few months for years to come. Capcom has done an exceptional job of curating a diverse and interesting cast of characters, each with their own unique playstyle and moveset. From familiar faces like Ryu and Chun-Li to new additions that bring fresh blood to the roster, every fighter feels distinct and offers something unique to the gameplay experience. The visuals in Street Fighter VI are colorful and bright, delivering stunning character models, vibrant stages, and impressive special effects. Each punch, kick, and special move is beautifully animated, adding a level of spectacle to the battles. The game has expanded upon the single-player experience. While you can still do arcade mode and simply go up against a roster of increasingly difficult CPUs, there is an entire new mode called World Tour, where you create and design your own fighter and experience a deep single-player experience unlike any other fighting game. This single-player mode, along with character trials and tons of items to unlock, there is a never-ending amount of content to feast on. And of course, Street Fighter VI also excels in its online multiplayer modes. With a solid netcode and matchmaking system, finding opponents and engaging in competitive matches is a breeze. Whether you're a casual player looking for some friendly matches or a seasoned pro ready to climb the ranks, the online experience of Street Fighter VI is smooth and enjoyable. The performance on the Steam Deck is fantastic, with rarely a dropped frame and beautiful visuals to boot. Playing on the deck in handheld mode is an amazing experience, so whether you're a seasoned veteran or new to the series, Street Fighter VI offers an accessible and thrilling fighting game experience that shouldn't be missed. You guys know I had to put this on the list, and yes, while Diablo IV isn't Steam Deck verified, it plays surprisingly well, and it's pretty much the only way I play Diablo IV these days. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Diablo fan, as I didn't even play Diablo III, but I did play Diablo II for like several thousand hours back in the day. I think Diablo IV is just the right amount of fun and engaging to bring me back into the franchise. Diablo IV retains the addictive and satisfying hack-and-slash combat that the series is known for. The controls are tight and responsive on the Steam Deck, allowing you to seamlessly chain together devastating combos and unleash your character's powers upon hordes of demonic enemies. The combat feels weighty and impactful, with each strike and spell leaving a satisfying impact. It's the kind of gameplay that keeps you incredibly engaged, as kiting around hordes of enemies can sometimes be necessary, while boss battles can be surprisingly difficult and still extremely fun. Diablo IV boasts a gritty and atmospheric art style that perfectly captures the sinister ambience of the Diablo universe. The environments are beautifully detailed, from the eerie dungeons to the sprawling outdoor landscapes, each with its own unique flavor and sense of dread. The attention to detail is astounding, with atmospheric lighting and weather effects that further enhance the immersive experience. How you level up and customize your character has been fully revamped and is even more in-depth than its predecessors. As you progress through the game, you'll earn skill points that can be used to unlock and upgrade an extensive array of abilities and talents. This allows for a high degree of character specialization and playstyle customization, giving you the freedom to create a hero that suits your preferred combat style. Whether you prefer to be a nimble rogue, a spellcasting sorcerer, or a hulking barbarian, Diablo IV has you covered. The biggest aspect that sets D4 apart from its predecessors is the introduction of the open world. Gone are the days of linear levels and predetermined paths. Instead, players are treated to a vast and interconnected world that is ripe for exploration. From the hauntingly beautiful forest to the treacherous mountain peaks, every corner of the world is teeming with secrets, quests, and challenges. The open world design adds a sense of freedom and discovery, making every journey feel like an adventure of its own. Now let's talk about the story. Diablo IV takes place in a world ravaged by demonic forces, where humanity teeters on the brink of extinction. As you venture through the dark and twisted landscapes, you'll unravel a deep and engaging narrative filled with memorable characters, political intrigue, and ancient prophecies. The story is dark and mature, delving into themes of sacrifice, redemption, and the eternal battle between good and evil. It's a tale that will keep you invested from beginning to end. The largest downside to Diablo IV is that there is no offline mode. While you can play the game 100% solo and not be forced to play with other players, at this time, Blizzard has decided to do away with offline mode for some reason. So while the Steam Deck might play this game really well, if you are in the middle of the desert or on an airplane, you won't be able to play the game unless you can connect to their servers. I hope Blizzard changes this in the future, but for now, I've still been thoroughly enjoying the game entirely on my Steam Deck. Diablo IV is shaping up to be a worthy addition to this long-running action RPG franchise. If you want to know how to install this game on your Steam Deck, you can check out this video here I made with a quick guide to get you started in only 5 minutes. As a lifelong fan of the Resident Evil series, I couldn't wait to sink my teeth into this modern take on one of the most beloved entries in the franchise. And let me tell you, Resident Evil 4 Remake is as good as I expected. Much like every other Resident Evil remake, it's an absolute banger that feels very modern, but still feels true to the original. Let's start by discussing the gameplay, which is the backbone of any Resident Evil game. Capcom has masterfully preserved the tense and thrilling atmosphere that made the original Resident Evil 4 so iconic, while injecting it with a fresh and modern feel. The over-the-shoulder perspective, which was revolutionary when the game first released, but now kinda sucks, has been polished to perfection, making it even more immersive this time around since the tank controls are gone. The new controls are tight and responsive, allowing for precise aiming and fluid movement, which is crucial when facing off against hordes of horrifying enemies. The environments are meticulously crafted as always, with breathtaking visuals that enhance the atmosphere of dread and despair. Exploring the dark and eerie locations adds a surprising amount of suspense, with lighting and environmental effects that add to the overall sense of uneasiness. Is that a word? Even while playing on the Steam Deck 7-inch screen, I still had a puckered butthole the entire time. Speaking of enemies, the creature design in Resident Evil 4 Remake is pretty top-notch. From the iconic chainsaw-wielding baddie to the grotesque El Gigante, each enemy is uniquely terrifying and poses a significant threat. The AI behavior has been enhanced, making the encounters more dynamic and unpredictable. This forces players to strategize and adapt to survive, creating intense and pulse-pounding moments that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Luckily for me, I'm always edging. Resident Evil 4 Remake faithfully follows the narrative of the original game, with Leon Kennedy's harrowing journey to rescue the president's daughter from a mysterious cult in a remote European village. The story is engaging and filled with intriguing plot twists and memorable characters. While the core narrative remains intact, Capcom has taken the opportunity to expand upon certain story elements, adding new layers of depth and surprises for both newcomers and longtime fans of the series. One of the most notable improvements in Resident Evil 4 Remake is the updated inventory management system. The game strikes a delicate balance between resource scarcity and player empowerment, allowing you to carefully manage your inventory space and make tactical decisions on what to keep and what to discard. This adds a new layer to the gameplay, forcing you to think on your feet and make choices that can have a significant impact on your survival. Is dropping a few bullets worth picking up for this healing herb? Seems smart until you run out of bullets when the boss is at 1 HP. In terms of replayability, Resident Evil 4 Remake offers plenty of incentives to revisit the game. Unlockable costumes, new difficulty modes, and additional gameplay modes provide ample opportunities for players to dive back into the intense and horrifying world of the game. The desire to improve your performance and uncover every secret will keep you coming back for more. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a shining example of how to reimagine a beloved classic while still staying true to its roots. Capcom has successfully captured the essence of the original game and elevated it to new heights. The gameplay is tense and satisfying, the visuals are stunning, and the story is as engaging as ever. Whether you're a long-term fan or new to the series, Resident Evil 4 Remake is a must-play experience that will leave you craving more Resident Evil action. Pizza Tower brings a refreshing twist to the classic platforming formula. You play as a plucky pizza delivery person named Peppino, and your goal is simple: deliver pizzas to hungry customers while navigating a tower filled with challenging obstacles and eccentric enemies. The controls are smooth and responsive, allowing for precise movements and jumps. The level design is a true standout, with each floor of the tower presenting unique and inventive challenges that keep you engaged and on your toes. The level design in Pizza Tower is very engaging. Each floor of the tower represents a new and unique challenge, with cleverly placed platform, hazards, and enemies. From dodging giant rolling meatballs to navigating crumbling pizza dough, every level feels fresh and offers a satisfying sense of progression. The difficulty curve is well balanced, gradually ramping up the challenge as you ascend the tower. It keeps you engaged without feeling overwhelming, ensuring a fun and rewarding experience for players of all skill levels. Pizza Tower's art style is probably the #1 thing you'll hear about this game. The vibrant and colorful pixel art brings the world of the game to life, with detailed sprites and charming animations. The environments are varied and imaginative, taking you from bustling pizzerias to wild and wacky landscapes. The attention to detail is impressive, and the art style perfectly complements the lighthearted and fun nature of the game. While Pizza Tower focuses more on gameplay than narrative, it still manages to inject a dash of charm into its stories and characters. Peppino, the pizza delivery protagonist, is a likable and relatable character, and his quest to deliver pizzas is surprisingly engaging. As you encounter various customers and eccentric characters throughout the tower, you'll be treated to humorous interactions and quirky dialogue that adds a touch of personality to the game. While not the game's main focus, the story and characters provide a delightful backdrop to the gameplay. Pizza Tower offers a generous serving of replayability pie. Get it? Cause it's pizza? Anyway, with multiple paths and secrets to discover, as well as the option to experiment with different pizza combinations, each playthrough feels unique. The game also features a level editor, allowing players to create and share their own challenging levels with the community. This increases the longevity of the game and ensures that Pizza Tower has something fresh to offer even after you've completed the main campaign. You know we stand level editors around here. Pizza Tower is a delightful and inventive platformer that deserves a slice of your gaming time. That's another pizza joke, by the way. The gameplay mechanics, level design, and art style all come together to create a fun and engaging experience. Whether you're a fan of platformers or simply love a good pizza-themed adventure, grab your Steam Deck and get ready for a cheesy and challenging journey. Dead Space was originally released all the way back in 2008 when your parents were born, but has been remade using modern graphics recently, and it looks and plays fantastic. This iconic horror franchise returns with a chilling and atmospheric experience that is not only very spoopy, but is also just an insanely fun experience. So strap in, strap on, and prepare yourself for a spine-tingling journey through the darkest reaches of space. Dead Space's narrative unfolds in the chilling backdrop of deep space, where you assume the role of Isaac Clarke, a skilled engineer who finds himself trapped aboard a seemingly abandoned spacecraft known as the USG Ishimura. As you explore the hauntingly atmospheric corridors of the ship, you uncover a nightmarish secret. An alien entity known as the Necromorphs has infested the vessel, turning the crew into grotesque and deadly creatures. With communication severed and danger lurking around every corner, it's up to you to survive and uncover the truth behind this terrifying infestation. At its core, Dead Space is a third-person survival horror game that masterfully blends atmospheric exploration, strategic combat, and nerve-wracking tension. The gameplay mechanics are finely tuned, providing a balance of vulnerability and empowerment. As Isaac Clarke, you must navigate the claustrophobic environments of the Ishimura, solving puzzles, gathering resources, and battling hordes of twisted enemies. The dismemberment-based combat system is incredibly unique, forcing you to strategically target limbs to neutralize threats. The controls are responsive and intuitive, allowing for precise aiming and movement, ensuring that every encounter is an adrenaline-fueled test of skill and nerve. Dead Space's visual presentation is, to me, what makes the game stand out the most, even more than the gameplay. The attention to detail in the environments is exceptional, with dimly lit corridors, flickering lights, and eerie shadows creating a palpable sense of dread. The art direction perfectly captures the industrial and futuristic aesthetic. The level design is meticulously crafted, offering a mix of tight spaces and expansive areas that keep you constantly on edge. The lighting effects and particle system add a layer of realism and immersion to the experience, making each encounter feel all the more terrifying. Dead Space excels in its storytelling and characterization, delivering a mature and engaging narrative that keeps you invested from start to finish. The game's lore is rich and deep, with audio logs and environmental storytelling unveiling the tragic events that unfolded aboard the Ishimura. The pacing is expertly handled, with moments of quiet exploration punctuated by intense and heart-pounding action sequences. The narrative twists and turns keep you guessing and immersed in the world until the very end. Dead Space offers a slight amount of replayability, thanks to its multiple difficulty levels and New Game Plus mode. Each playthrough presents new challenges, encouraging you to try different strategies and approaches. Additionally, the game's collectibles and hidden items provide an incentive for exploration and offer additional insight into the story and lore. I believe this game has the least amount of replayability amongst all the games in this list today, but it doesn't make the experience any worse, as Dead Space is one of those games that you will remember for the rest of your life. The Dead Space remake is Steam Deck verified, but the first few days of its release were rough. Since then, it's been patched and optimized to play quite well on the Steam Deck. You might not get a locked 60 FPS unless you are on super low settings, but I was able to hover around 45 to 60 playing around with the settings. Dead Space is not really a scary game in the traditional sense, it's more of an action game with a tense setting and just a few jump scares. If you traditionally don't like horror games, don't worry, I don't either. But Dead Space is one of the few survival horror games that has kept me hooked for all this time. Go play it now, it's awesome. Have you played any of these games on the Steam Deck? Did I miss any games that you think should be on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, and get subscribed for more Steam Deck content. My name's Jason, thanks for watching.